Welcome to Invictus Motors, or should I say Invictus Aston Martin. We've had quite a few of these V8 Vantages in stock, and the way we're going through them, we really should start calling ourselves Invictus Aston Martin, not Invictus Motors. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I'm here today to present to you this absolutely gorgeous Aston Martin V8 Vantage Roadster. Before we start talking about this car specifically, I'm going to take you all back to school and give you a quick history lesson on Aston Martin. They're first founded in 1913, and in that time that they've been around, which is about 111, 112 years, they've become a cultural icon for the United Kingdom in general. They're up there with the likes of BBC, Cadbury's, Land Rover, Jaguar, you know, all the really big names that you think of when you think of England. Probably almost as famous as fish and chips. So the Aston Martin V8 Vantage was first introduced in 1977, shortly after the company was acquired by Sprague and Curtis, with a convertible version coming along a year later. The original Vantage sported a 5.3 litre quad-carb V8 producing 370 brake horsepower. Now, in comparison to today's modern supercars, that doesn't sound like much, but if you bear in mind that this is back in 1977, when most homes didn't even have a colour TV yet, at this time, that made the Aston Martin V8 Vantage the UK's first true proper supercar, with the car being able to accelerate from 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, making it the fastest accelerating car, not only made in England, but the fastest accelerating car ever made at that time. The second generation was then introduced in 1993. This car was a bit different to the original. I mean, it still had the same sized engine, but it was now sporting fuel injection, which in the 90s, yeah, that makes sense because carbs were old hat at that point. And the car also had twin superchargers, not just one supercharger, it had two, which means that the car had 550 horsepower and, get ready for this, 745 newton meters of torque. And most people would think that's enough, wouldn't you? But no, in 1998, Aston Martin offered the V600 pack for this car, which would get it up to 600 horsepower and 813 newton meters of torque. If the earth ever stopped spinning, then I reckon you just need one of those and you'll probably be able to get it started again. This generation of Aston Martin V8 Vantage was introduced in 2005. Now, this car was sort of a break from what the V8 Vantage was originally about. Well, not V8 Vantage, but the Vantage nameplate. The Vantage nameplate was originally coined just for the really high-end versions of these cars. But Aston Martin had a change of pace, and this V8 Vantage nameplate now is for their lightest, most agile car that they make, i.e. this one. They originally were GT cars with big, heavy engines, big, heavy chassis, but now they are small, light, agile cars going after the likes of the Porsche 911. Stepping inside this Aston Martin, what have we got to contend with? Well, we have probably one of the nicest interiors you can get on any car, well, ever really. You've got this Chancellor red leather which is mated with silver stitching, and it is absolutely to die for. There is unspeakable things I would do to have a car with an interior like this. Also in this car we also have the gunmetal grey fascia here. It's got cruise control, Bluetooth, satellite navigation, so you've got all the things you need in a car, or you would expect in a car, and it's all in this beautiful package of an Aston Martin. Honestly, what more could you want? So one party piece of this Aston Martin that none of the others that we've had in stock yet have had is that this has got a switchable exhaust. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, oh no, it's aftermarket, you've ruined an Aston Martin, but trust me, if you listen to how good this exhaust sounds, you are not going to give a monkey's about it having any mods on it. How do you summarise the driving experience of an Aston Martin? Well, you don't have to drive fast to show off an Aston Martin, because that's not what Aston Martin's all about. Aston Martin is a prestige brand. It's for cruising. It's for making yourself feel... You feel special driving this car. You don't feel like an average Joe. Like if you're just dawdling around in a BMW or a Mercedes, it doesn't have quite the same impact as an Aston Martin. I mean, I'm going along these little back roads at 25 miles an hour because, well, I can't really see far ahead and this isn't my car, so I don't want to wrap it around a tree. But this is just, I feel special driving this. I feel like a somebody. I'm not just a nobody. That's the impact that an Aston Martin will have on you. It will make you feel special. So, service history of this car. Well, fortunately, this has got an absolutely impeccable service history. You've got full Aston Martin dealer stamps, which is all backed up by invoices as well. So you have every single piece of paper for this car for services. So you know that this car has been looked after extremely well. And that is a real big peace of mind because this car has done just over 9,500 miles at the time of recording, which for a car that's from 2000, is on a 57 plate from 2007, that is remarkable. How can you have a car like this and not enjoy it? I mean, it's to die for. Why would you not want to enjoy a car like this? But I guess for some people, they are more concerned about resale value of their car, with obviously a low mileage car being worth a lot more. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And especially knowing that this car has been serviced when it should be serviced, it's just real peace of mind. Right, now I know what some of you want to hear. You want to hear the exhaust note. So let's drop a gear. So these cars, for those who don't know, are all handmade in England. Okay, some of the bits do come in a box from Germany because Aston Martin's tuning plant for their engine is based in Germany. But all the important stuff like the interior, the bodywork, is all hand built in England. And that used to be a byword for, oh, the door's going to fall off, because England used to, wasn't the best. But nowadays, they're much, much better, because this car was built during the Ford era Fords don't break. If there's a nuclear apocalypse, all that's going to be left is cockroaches and Fords. So you know that this car is going to be built properly and built right. So one thing you may notice when you look at this car is that if you look at the side profile, and with the roof down, all you'll see is just the seats, and that's it. There's no roll bar or anything. And you may think, oh well, if I have a crash, that's me, and I'm now Anne Boleyn. I've got no head. But that's not an issue, because if you look on the back of this car, there is two little panels that, in the event of an accident, those come off, and there's two roll bars that will shoot out, and they will protect you if you were unfortunate enough to roll over this car. As always, we would really appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see our next videos, and we will see you in the next one, hopefully with even more Aston Martins.